There is no shortage of people in the world who criticise Israeli politics, but it is particularly distasteful when so much vitriol comes from Jews, be they in Israel, the United States, or even Australia. I'm referring to the ferocious rhetoric resulting from the election of a right-wing Israeli government and its proposed changes to Israel's judicial system. In fact, it began before the election when all manner of armchair commentators in the diaspora urged Israelis to stay away from Bibi Netanyahu. Not only did they ignore that advice, they even elected Itamar Ben-Gvir from Jewish Power and Bezalel Smotrich from the religious Zionist parties, all of which sent the Jewish left into a complete spin. But for them there was worse to come with proposed reforms to Israel's judicial system, and the rhetoric escalated. In Israel, Yair Lapid and Supreme Court President Esther Hayut accused Netanyahu of eliminating democracy. Benny Gantz said it would lead to civil war. Yair Golan called for wide-ranging civil unrest, and Ehud Barak called for street battles to oust the Prime Minister. In America, 300 rabbis, male, female, no doubt all progressive, they signed a letter saying the reforms would cause irreparable harm to the Israel Jewish diaspora. And Thomas Friedman from the New York Times urged President Biden to wade in and save Israel from its current leadership. In this country, it was pretty much the same, with a range of self-appointed expert commentators adding to the hysteria. There are two issues to consider here. The emergence of Ben-Gvir and Smotrich happened simply because Israel is a functioning democracy and sufficient Israelis voted for them. The progressive diaspora can scream all it likes, but at the end of the day, if diaspora Jews want to have a say on who governs Israel, there is a very simple solution. Buy a one-way ticket and make Aliyah. Otherwise, just shut up. I was personally not happy with aspects of the previous government, which included the Arab Ra'am Party. To me, it contained some people who were so anti-Israel that their comments would have qualified as treason in many other countries. Others who shared this view criticised, but ultimately accepted, Ra'am as democratically elected members of parliament. We didn't screech about it from the hilltops, but hoped that these people wouldn't be returned to government. Israelis agreed, which is exactly what happened. The proposed judicial reform is a much more prickly issue. I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding of the situation is that whilst it is good in a democracy to have some legal oversight of proposed legislation, in Israel it has gone too far. Judges currently have the power to apply a standard of reasonableness to anything the government wants to do. But the current appointment system means that the courts are stacked with left-wing judges who have used their power to strike down any laws they are not going to like. This is undemocratic. People elect politicians to make the laws, and it is not right that unelected judges can overrule anything that doesn't align with their political views. For example, in 2018, the Knesset passed a law allowing the Interior Minister to revoke the citizenship or personal residency status and social benefits of convicted terrorists. Sounds reasonable to me. They are convicted terrorists, remember? But the Attorney General didn't think so and watered it down so that terrorists get full benefits like unemployment, insurance, child support, etc. when they get out of jail. Nothing has yet been decided, and Bibi has said all along that a better balance needs to be struck. But the left are not interested in debating anything. They hate Bibi, they hate his new government, and they hate anything it says it will do. The irony of it all is that they would likely achieve a lot more if they took a more mature approach to their politics and engaged respectfully rather than just roll out the reflexive anger. And in the meantime, commentators are yelling how Zionism is being trashed. No, it's not. Zionism means supporting Israel as the Jewish homeland, full stop. It doesn't mean supporting Israel only when Israelis elect a government that you like. But the real tragedy is that all this hysteria sustains our enemies, which in turn worsens Israel's image abroad and feeds a growing level of anti-Semitism. President Herzog rightly suggested that the protesters turn down the volume. I agree with him. This is Alan Freedman for the Australian Jewish Association.